Hey, good morning, everybody. Bob, Trade Genius, 14th of November. It's been a couple crazy week and a half for me. I think Phil's been doing some crypto videos because crypto is starting to get hot. But I want to just do this is going to be a long video. Just you guys know I'm going to go through a lot of charts. And I just wanted to describe my system. We have a lot of new clients, so I can explain how the system works, why it works well, and why you should do something similar. If you want to trade with us and you don't, just go to tradelikeagenius.com. We have specials running. I think you'll like our pricing. I think you'll like what you're going to see here in a minute. And from a proof statement is that we've recorded every trade that we've done over the last 2 years. It's on our website. And the system is 65% win rate, and then the profit factor is a net positive, like 1.5%, and the average hold is 3 days, so it annualizes out beautifully. And really the only thing that you need to dial in on is what percentage of your portfolio are you invested in this system. So we like it. It works. It's fairly straightforward, easy to see, and you don't have anything really complicated. We did all the work already for you. So just to kind of go through it before I go into the charts, this is the 144 simple moving average. We prefer that you're above this to take the trades. If not, you're looking to buy down here in the lower end of the standard deviation of linear regression. Okay, this is 65-day look back linear regression. And these other lines you see here these are accelerated moving average lines that we've developed. And this one is 8 look back, and this one is 22 look back. And that's it. We have other tools, but I'm not going to go into those today. They're for our subscribers, and they have access to the trading on that. That helps pinpoint and make alerts more easily available to them. So, with that in mind, let's get going here. Apple is on my watch list. I don't trade Apple per se. Apple is more like a canary in the coal mine for me to help me kind of understand the lay of the land. And what's really important here with Apple is that we have to, when you look back on Apple here, is that this was the recent high, this is the recent low, and this is a fib pull on this. And what's important to us is, number one, when it came back into the above this 786 or the 236, depending on how you want to flip it, is that then this was a tradable move. And as you can see, it shot up higher. But the 50% line is what's really interesting to us. If it can hold over that, then believe it or not, it has a shot to go back to the new highs. But at the very least, go back to the 236. Okay, so that's what I'm watching very closely here to see if we're going to start falling away or if they're going to push this thing higher. Doesn't matter what I want or what I think. I think Apple's a really good proxy for the market animal spirits. That's all I'll say on that. Right now, Apple's not a buy in my system, and I'll explain a buy when I get the next one here, and it happens to be here. I bought ACB on Friday, and the reason being is that I don't like to buy ahead of earnings, and you can see that it just ripped into earnings. Okay. And now we're pulling back, and we pull back to the 144, which is very important that it holds. And the fast ribbon turned up. So one of my rules is that if you're making a higher low, which we are here right now, and the fast ribbon turns up, it's okay to take the shot early. And that's what we did. So I'm looking for this move to be consolidated and for it to try to push back higher again. I don't know which percent of this move it's going to make, but that's not really relevant right now. Right now, I'm going to hold it. As long as it holds above this low here, I'm going to stay in the trade. and that's our position right now. This is my watch list too. This changes from time to time. I have some pharmaceuticals and some vaccine makers and some therapeutic companies on here. So this is one of the lottos that we look at, and this is above the 144. Okay, it's making higher lows, and the fast ribbon turned up and it's crossed up. So I didn't take this trade, but this is where you would have made a purchase right here, and it's up to you. So our system, if you can make 3 to 5%, you need to move your stop up quickly to take advantage of that, and that trade would have made you and netted you out that. Here's one that's moving right now that might be of interest for people. Here is, I'm waiting now for this. Earnings just came out, and it pushed down into earnings and had a good reaction. And so what I'm looking for now is I'm looking for this slow ribbon to turn up with the fast ribbon, and then I'm going to make a determination whether I'm going to take a shot at this. And so that's where we are right now at ADTX. Okay, so here's one of the examples of a stock that's below the 144, and if you're so desired, it broke the 3 standard deviation here, and it came back into the 2, and that would be, to me, would be a counter trend trade. Okay, I did not take it, but as an example. Here's First Majestic. It's making higher lows, still below the 144, so I'm waiting for it to climb over before I make a decision on it. It's the same with AUI. Okay, see here's an example, broke down below the 2 standard deviation. You know, depending on how aggressive you are, here it broke below the 3 standard deviation. You can see where you can make these trades. So depending on how disciplined you are, I like for it to break the 3 and come in before you take the trade. I'm still just watching the miners. They're definitely still consolidating. I own a few though. Here's AXU. You know, same thing. Keeps poking his head above the 144 and failing, above and failing, but now it's making a higher low. So it's making a higher low here. If we get a flip on the fast ribbon, it's worth taking a shot. This one is consolidating down. You see where the fast ribbon, slow ribbon is rolled over. Fast ribbon turned up and then failed. And so I'm expecting potentially some more weakness here. So just watching. Okay, CCJ is closing in on, it hit the 144 here. And we took this trade down here. And we made good money. We bought out the gap up here. We shot up. We took profit, and we got out. It continued on, and now putting a hammer in. One of my exceptions to the rule is if you see a hammer, it should catch your interest. And so now I'm waiting to see for the fast ribbon to turn back up and go for another shot at CCJ. This is a lotto I just have on there, but very interesting. It's cobalt. I'm very interested in cobalt companies. Very few that are not in crazy parts of the world. This one's in Canada, and it's kind of really volatile, which is nice for a micro cap stock. And so this thing turns up, turns over to 144. I'll take a shot at some lotto play here. Okay, CDE broke over to 144, and now I'll look for consolidation, and when these both turn up, I'm going to look to take a shot at CDE. Cleveland Cliffs is also looking pretty decent here, and it's performing all the rules. See, broke the 3 standard deviation, could have took that trade long. Here, a higher low, turned up, and take the trade. and so right now this is a good opportunity for a trade on Monday. Here's Cron. Cron is looking good. It's consolidating above. I have some fibs drawn on here, but this one also is probably a good stock to take a shot at as well. Okay, not really touching this one. So another Lotto. This is a proxy for the food stocks. You can see they're getting a bid here. This should just keep you guys in mind. I think food prices are going to be a political hot potato here in the coming years. And DBA is a good proxy for you to see how that's doing. But man, it hit the 144 and it just ripped. Okay, DHT, that pays a nice dividend, longer term core hold. For me, it has a monthly option that you can just keep grinding your pricing down. It's coming back onto the 144 again. And this is a proxy for the market being oversupplied in oil, which I think is going to happen with the lockdowns. And with the crazy Democrats taking over, they're going to try to mess around with the energy markets again. It just can't help themselves. But this should support DHT. And it's more for me a dividend play than anything else. Okay, here's the ETF DIG, which is interesting to me. Obviously, as prices go higher because of the manipulations that the politics are going to do, something to keep in mind. Now this gapped up, consolidated. This is the buy signal here for the 8 is there. And just so you know too, I can just I don't show it, but I can see right down here. So you can put these on, and you can do it for the 22 as well. So when those things hit, you'll get it. And I'm expecting on Monday that I'm going to get a confirmation signal on the fast ribbon here. Okay, this is ETF the other way. I'm going to go through some other ones here. I'm not going to go through all these stocks. Here's one that's just been a barn burner. Okay, this is a trade we took. It's turning up again. I didn't react to it on Friday. I should have, but I didn't. I was kind of OPEX. I was focusing more on some day trades. But this looks like it's ready to push higher again. And just another rule of thumb for me is that if you're in a buy trade like right here, it hits the 2 standard deviation line, it comes back in, this is where you should consider, taking profits, okay, or at least moving your stops up, because that's just too far too fast. Okay, we took GDX, okay, on this turn and gap, so we're in it. And we're in it above this fib line here too. So I'm looking for a move to the 144. GDXJ should look very similar. Okay. Here's gold, just so you can get a sense for gold. It's been pretty violent here from the election. A lot of this has to do with the dollar and also the 10-year yield. But gold is been consolidating now for the last 2 months. Okay, GOLD is a large cap miner. It's been struggling. It just made another lower low, and so I don't see a trade in it yet unless it flushes out or we start making some higher lows. Hecla I like a lot. It's ready to break out, so keep an eye on Hecla, and some of our clients are already in it. I'm going to wait for it to pop back over to 144 before I enter it myself. Here's another miner that you'll like a lot, but it's still making lower lows, so I'm just kind of watching it right now. ICL is a ag chem company, and you can see it's doing really well. And I'm already in MOS, but when this thing, look at this, it crosses over to 144, and then the very next bar just gapped right up. So I think these are going to do really well over time. So get these on your watch list, and I think you'll have a really good trade coming. I traded IQ last month, as you can see here, and I'm out of it right now. But if it crosses back over here, I'm still looking for a price target of 30. I'll probably re-enter IQ next week. Okay, we traded LAC, and I'm ready to go back in LAC again, and because it held the 144 here. I'm waiting for this ribbon to turn up. I was waiting for these earnings to happen too. So as soon as the earnings are out of the way, then I'll re-enter Lithium Americas if the chart still looks good. Okay, MOS we entered and had earnings pulled down. Okay, I gave it a week, and it started to grind back higher, and so we entered on this move higher. This is what they call continuation pattern. So the slow ribbon's already turned up. The fast ribbon stayed above the slow ribbon, turned up. You take the trade. We're in it, and we had a nice pop. And I'm looking for at least to try to go back and fill this gap again. Let's see what else is there of interest. This is a platinum company that if you're really paying attention, you can do pretty well with. It's very gappy, so the ideal situation is to be able to catch a buy move before it gaps. And it's been a hard thing for me because it tends to gap up and gives a signal at the same time, and I don't like to chase it. But here was a situation where you had a really nice hammer. Pay attention to hammers. They're very, very important. And then you got confirmation here on a trade, and this was a nice run up to here. Okay, it did another gap up. Again, I can't chase the gap ups. If it pulls back and then I get a continuation move or I get a slow moving up, then this would be a good trade to take. And keep an eye also on, I'll get to SLB in a second, steel stocks as well. Okay, they're going to start making a move here. There's going to be some tariff things, infrastructure things, but this thing moved up. It hit 3 standard deviations where you should take profit for sure. Okay, but when this pulls back, then there's likely to be another good trade in it. SLV itself looks like it's trying to put a bottom in here. Made a higher low right here, another higher low here. Fast ribbon turned up, and so now I'm waiting for that slow ribbon to turn with it, get over to 144, and we'll officially enter SLV again. Here's one we've been trading in and out of quite a bit. Sorrento, it's the therapeutics company. Okay, we just did another trade on it last week. You see how many times I traded this thing, and so right here we went ahead and we bought, and it gapped up and we took profit on it. Pushed up even higher. We got out. It's ready to do a continuation pattern. You see right here, and so on Monday, if that still holds, we'll go ahead and we'll re-enter Sorrento again. Okay, here I'll zoom in on it here. So we had a hammer. We bought this hammer, and then we sold when it gapped up and started to come back in, and made really. I think we made from 565 to 610. So I'll have to look on the sheet, but that's what we did, and now it's ready to do it again. And I didn't want to take a trade Friday afternoon on it, but it's one to watch for Monday. We're in Teva. Okay, and had a good reaction from earnings. It's bumping up against this 144, and I'm interested in it because it's also climbing up from a really, really nasty retracement from 70 down to 8. I think it's putting in a long-term bottom here. And so I have a position here, and my goal is to get it back into this range, and we push up to about 1091 area. And I'm willing to be a little patient on it. And let's see if there's anything else I want to show you. And then we're also in USAU. and same difference. Putting in a really nice bottom. This thing tends to rip like out of the blue, and so we're in it. I like the crossover, and I like the higher low on the fast ribbon. And now we crossed over, and I'm looking for us to get up to this this area right here, the 990 area, and we'll get out. And this one also has been moving. I haven't traded it, but others have in a groom. And this is a really interesting stock. It's uranium, but it also has, I believe, tungsten too. And it's, you know, U.S. based mine, strategic metal, something to pay attention to. But it also just had a really nice rip. It's consolidating. I'd keep an eye on it around the 170 area and look for a buy. And I think it's going to take the next move higher. And then one also here, this is another copper stock. Copper's been on fire. And man, these stab downs, here's a hammer, nice move. This was a, right here is a buy signal. The slow ribbon is up. Fast ribbon turns up, you buy it. Boom. I mean, these are 8-10% moves. So they're definitely worth chasing. So anyway, I appreciate you guys listening to me ramble, and I hope this helps. And for those who are clients, we have the playlist of all the settings. Make sure that you get your Telegram name to us. Make sure you get your Trading View name to us. And let us get you set up so you can get the signals. I try to do 1 or 2 a day. But I'm mostly trying to empower you, you know, to trade things that you like and give you the tools so you can trade it effectively. Thanks for listening. You guys have a great day. Bye-bye.